What's going on, everyone? Another great week for comics. I picked up 12, I think, this week. So, lots of cool things. We're going to start off with the indie stuff first. Going over to crossover number 5. Now, this is a horizontal cover. Technically, goes like that, but it is like that's the first horizontal cover I think they've done for crossover. And again, solid ride. We got to see a bit more of some crossovers as you would have it. But no, you got the sword from God Country, which I need to read. God Country. I have the trade just chilling in my bedroom under a stack of other books I need to read. So I'm going to read that eventually. Eventually, I'll probably like that even better that it's in here. But some other cool things happen in this. Again, part of it that I feel like I would understand better if I had read God Country. So I'll probably get on that pretty soon. Other than that, I mean, even not really knowing, you get the gist. You get the kind of, general understanding of what's going on. Some cool panels of new abilities from different people you may or may not expect. I don't want to completely ruin it, but some cool things happened in that book, and I quite enjoyed it, as I have been enjoying the series so far. We also have number 2 here for 2 Moons. What's the odds of that? Pretty good, I would assume, but pretty good as well. I've enjoyed I enjoyed the first book, and this one too have a little bit of mystery, a little bit of magic and otherworldly powers onto this man. I think his name is Virgil, but his name is also 2 Moons. That's what he's kind of the main character, But I would highly recommend this if you like. So it's like a Native American in the Civil War, I guess. I don't know. Might be the wrong war. Some war. I'm pretty sure it's Civil War, but I don't know. He is getting visions of something. We're not really quite sure yet. Ancestors and otherworldly powers and something of the sort. But it's in the first issue, it made him see this man that was out here just killing and being vile. I think it's worded as seeing his true self, and he was kind of a demon. So we'll see. I don't think we got any of that. He got to talk to the dead a bit, I guess, in this issue, but no visions of what people truly look like or anything. And that's gonna be it for independent. There was some other ones I could have picked up, but again, I was already I got 12 books already. It's probably okay. So I've been waiting a while for this one. We got Avengers, Curse of the Man-Thing. I'm a huge Man-Thing guy, and I liked it. My only real complaint is there wasn't really a lot of Man-Thing in this. As much as... And it's a thicker book. There is a lot that happens, and I am glad the very last page here... I mean, not really a spoiler, but... It does say that it continues over into Spider-Man, Curse of the Man-Thing. So I knew there was going to be a bunch of little one-shots, but I didn't know if they were true one-shots or if they actually had anything to do with each other, and they do. So, I assume the rest of the story will continue through. It's Spider-Man and then X-Men, I believe. I think it says it in here somewhere. Oh, well. I saw it somewhere. But I'm pretty sure, it goes into this one, then Spider-Man, and then X-Men. So, I'm interested. There is a new character, the Harrower. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Harrower? I think it's Harrower. But that's a hard word to say for some reason. Harrower? I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying it completely wrong. But, without, again, going into too much spoilers, you get to see the Avengers face off against this new threat. And Man-Thing's involved. You get to see a bit more of, I forget his name now, but, the actual guy inside of Man-Thing. And there's some interesting parallels between him and another hero. So, on top of that, I also had to get the Gleason cover. I know people have been freaking out over these webhead covers. And I didn't grab the Amazing Spider-Man, whatever that was, 61 or something like that. I thought it was a fine cover. I could have grabbed it if I wanted to. And I was like, nah, I'll pass. And mainly because I'm not reading Spider-Man or anything like that. So it's just, I'm kind of trying to trim down a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I'm still obviously getting variant covers, but I'm trying to be more selective instead of everything I like I must buy. And then we're gonna move on to the King of Black tie-in. So we got Ghost Rider, which was pretty cool. Honestly, not even that much of a King in Black tie-in. So I feel like if you're not reading King of Black and you just want to see Ghost Rider fight a big giant dragon symbiote, but mainly deal with his own story, this is going to be a fine read for you because just understand that the world's under attack by symbiote dragons. Okay, that's all you have to know. Okay, literally nothing else I don't think is mentioned about it, but it has Ghost Rider. Little bit of a spoiler, but it deals with Mephisto and Blackheart and demons and stuff like that. It's just good old Ghost Rider, and it's Johnny Blaze, and I enjoy it. Now, granted, there's a few other heroes in there sprinkled into the mix, but you're mainly in there for Johnny Blaze. And solid read. I quite enjoyed it. I don't know if they're going to continue with any more Ghost Rider. I did read that other Ghost Rider that came out not that long ago, Vengeance of Ghost Rider, whatever it was. I hated that book. I thought that book was terrible. Because I swear he said vengeance like 50 times in that book. And it's just like, get over it. Like the first time you said it, I'm like, okay. But then like I said, the 50th time you say it in a single issue, I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this. But this Ghost Rider, I quite enjoyed it. I would recommend picking that one up. Symbiote Spider-Man number 5. This is the last issue of the King and Black Symbiote Spider-Man. And I feel like I finally understand where this fits into the timeline, and quite enjoyed it. I've been enjoying the ride so far. I was just a little confused. So, you get a Photon or whatever her name is in this one, Captain Marvel, or I don't remember. But you get the Watcher, which he was pretty fun. He only had a few really moments to shine, but I quite liked him. Especially, I think it might be the very last panel. Was it the last panel? It was the last panel. The very last panel in the book, or like few panels in the book, is great. It's super funny with the Watcher. Yeah, Kang, Rocket, good little weird crew. It does say, oh my god, I'm gonna drop the book. Okay, it does say Symbiote Spider-Man will return. So I'm not aware of anything popping up in the near future, but I'm also not paying that close of attention. I just grab books when they come out and I see them. Moving on to Return of the Valkyries, number 4. This was also the final issue of the King in Black tie-ins. And I quite enjoyed this series. It was a introspective look at the soul, almost, but also with a bit of action. And I still think the first issue was my favorite issue. Just because there was it was kind of just talking between Valkyrie and Sentry, who just died, and I liked it. I don't know. It was a calm moment that you don't get to see. Heroes reflect on their death too much, but I'm a little confused on the cover here. It says, without too much of a spoiler, it says "Betrayed by Jane Foster," and it's not what I would put on this cover. A little strange to me, but I mean, it's still a cool looking cover, I guess. But I was like, it's a bit too deceptive. And then moving on to Black Cat, which I've been enjoying the work of, what's his name, Jed MacKay, right? Yeah, Jed MacKay. He worked on Taskmaster, and I absolutely love that series. And he's been working on Black Knight, and this doesn't introduce a new character. It introduced a new character this run anyway. Her name is Queen Cat, and this book is more so from her perspective. You see very little of Felicia actually, but when you do see her, I mean, she's just so good at being that, I'm the best there is at what I do type character, and she's always a few steps ahead of you. So it was very interesting to see someone trying, she's trying to stop Felicia, trying to make a trap for her and everything, and then you see how Felicia gets out of it. But it ends with kind of a friendly, I don't know, adversary type ending. So I don't think it's the last we'll see of Queen Cat in this series. And obviously it makes for a good little polar opposites. With when you see her costume, she's kind of the same as Black Cat, except for reverse. She's got a whole white cat costume. So I quite enjoy it. I really am starting to enjoy this writer. I haven't read too much from him. I think really so far, I know it's been Taskmaster and Black Cat, and I feel like there was something else, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I love Taskmaster. I like Taskmaster better than I do Black Cat, but I'm still enjoying Black Cat. Don't get me wrong. And then we have Beta Ray Bill. Now, I went ahead and picked up the Stegman variant because I'm an absolute fan of Stegman. I think his work is just spectacular. Now, there is a 1 in 100 variant that's black and white, and I don't know why, but Stegman's work looks so good in black and white. And don't get me wrong, this is a beautiful cover. Like, the colorist, whoever it is, did a great job. But, God, Stegman's black and white is just so good. Anyway, about the story, though. The actual artist for the book, which is, he's the writer as well, Daniel Warren Johnson. His style's a bit ugly, like, I feel like intentionally ugly, and it kind of threw me off at first, and especially, like, at the beginning of this, I was like, oh, man, I wish Stegman got to draw this book. It would have looked so much better, and maybe it would have, but, when you get to at least a certain part in the story, you really feel like the ugliness is intentional and like is part of the story. And I'm using this word, I know ugly is like a negative word, it sounds bad, but I do feel like it contributes to this book. And it's not that it's like, wow, I wish I never saw that. It's like some of it's unintentionally like hard to look at, I guess, but in a good way, if that makes any sense. It does fit into the story, and I guess I should mention this is also a King in Black tie-in, even though, again, not really. Like, it feels like almost like there's a King in Black part. Like, oh, we're fighting, and I think on the main cover you can see, it's not really a spoiler, really, but they fight a nullified Fing Fang Foom, which is kind of cool, but it's kind of over with and done. And I guess that is a spoiler. And then you just go on to the, like, continuing with Beta Ray's story. So I know this book will continue, and I assume, the King in Black stuff is done after this issue. I don't think it's coming back and we're almost done with King. There's one more issue for King in Black, so we're wrapping it up. But good start to the story. I think the King in Black part kind of works as just a fun little fight to kick off the series, and it does do something to further the internals of Beta Ray Bill and what's going on with him. So I think it'll be interesting, and I like Beta Ray Bill, and I'm excited to see where it will go. Another new series, decided to pick up Silk. Kind of last minute decision, almost entirely based on the fact that I really like this B cover. I like the A cover too. This is, I don't know if this is a B cover. It's just some, no, it's like a D cover or something, or E cover, I think. Yeah, I don't know. But I really like that cover. And I was like, you know what? I'll check it out. So, I quite enjoyed it. Kinda, I'm not super familiar with Silk, so this kind of gave me an opportunity to learn a little bit more about her. And she's kind of the same as Spider-Man. I mean, she's a spider person, and then is also smart, but quippy, and trying to live a normal life. But I feel does it in her own way. And then I believe this is a first appearance of what appears to be a villain of some kind. It's kind of hard to tell. You don't really get to learn too much. But regardless, interested. And I like the story so far. Nothing too great. I feel like a bit of, setup. And like I said, for me, it was just like kind of learning about the character. So I enjoyed the character of Silk, and we'll continue to read it, and we'll see how it goes. But could be a hot book, because like I said, it is a first appearance. And then we have the Union number 4. And this one, I think there's only one more issue after this. A little confusing. So at the backsplash page, it says the dramatic, next issue, the dramatic finale. And I don't know if that means the finale to this little story arc, or if the Union is just done after that. It could be, not really sure. You get a little flashback of Britannia at the beginning. You get to see a villain I'm not familiar with. introduced kind of like a villain leader, and he has like a little ragtag team of villains. Actually, I don't know. They seem like kind of like joke D-list heroes, but then I don't know, seem kind of effective towards the end of the comic. But I don't know. You got some sinister moves going on from multiple people in this comic. It's not just the guy that they're presenting as the villain. So curious to see. And then the last issue of this was pretty interesting too. Left on another. Both these books left on good cliffhangers. Like, wait a minute, what's going on? So I'm curious to see where that's going. And that's going to be it for this week. I power read through these books today. Usually there's a book or two that I left behind. I think, like I said, I picked up 12 books, but 2 of them were extra variants. So I read 10 books today. Pretty proud of that. Pretty happy with that. I even came home and made some eggs. I made an egg sandwich. I got a lot done today. If you'd leave me a like, I'd appreciate it because I feel so accomplished. It would mean a lot to me. And if you're new to the channel, maybe hit me with a subscribe too. I know I just picked up a ton of new subscribers from Wink. I assume that's how you pronounce it. There's a 1 instead of an I, but I think it's Wink. So I appreciate that. If any of y'all are watching, big thanks to him for giving me the shout out. I wasn't even familiar with this channel. Someone else told him about me, and that means a lot that we hadn't even talked before. And he gave me a shout out anyway, so I've definitely been checking out his channel, and it seems like he's got some cool things going on, and I've met some other people through him already as well. So I like getting to know you all and know what you all like to read, and honestly, that's kind of why I do this, is because I could just talk about comics and nerdy things till the end of time. That's why I chose to work at a comic shop. I realized that, granted I'm there working, but I can also, discuss, new movie trailers and shows that came out and this and that and books that I'm reading and things that are interesting to me, and there's people that have the same interest, and that's why I like being here with you all. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you all are reading, because again, that's what this is all about. But that's going to be it for today. I will see you Friday for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you're watching that, I'll be doing a video on that. What is that? Episode 3 now, right? Sweet. We're going to be halfway through. And then, maybe something else on Sunday. I don't know if we're going to do a whole video Sunday. I haven't picked up too much. I mean, I know it's only, as of recording this, it's only Tuesday. So I've picked up 1 comic. I think that's all I picked up this week. So I don't know if that, merits a haul video. But who knows? The week is young. There's always a chance for me to grab something else and do a haul video. But I have other ideas too. I don't know. We'll see. I'm rambling. I want to go, I don't know, have like the rest of the night to do something cool, I guess. I feel like I got a lot done early. That's going to be it for me. Goodbye. Ha 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 ha!